Hey guys, welcome to FPL Christmas Eve special edition. Firstly, before we get into FPL itself, I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas from me. I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has watched the channel this year and so forth. To anyone who's liked, commented, and subscribed this year and throughout my journey. I want to say a massive thank you for us to hitting 400 subs. We're going to go for 500 next year, but just quick thank you to all you guys. Christmas is obviously tomorrow. I hope you all have a great Christmas with your family, friends, whatever you're doing. And then obviously we head towards New Year. But today we've got the FPL Christmas special, and we're going to look at the leagues. We're going to look at my team for Boxing Day, because obviously there is a game on Boxing Day. So spoiler, but I just kind of helped you all out. If you are watching this, there is a game week on Boxing Day. But yes, let's get into the FPL Christmas special. Here we are, guys. So obviously, as you can see, the counter there, game week 18 will be on Boxing Day. But let's get into the typical stuff of FPL, and then we'll look at the leagues and kind of that kind of stuff. So most transfers in: Etitike, Rodgers, Calvin Lewis, Rice and Cunha. Most outs being Bruno Fernandes, who picked up an injury, so we've made that change. Thiago, who's not really had as much performance as people would have expected, and Bemo, Afcon, Eze and Mateta. I think every 5 of them are understandable why people have got rid of them. And Rodgers and Etitike and Rice probably makes sense to bring in. Cunha's a bit of a question mark, and I'll speak about the team that obviously I've done, and I will speak about Cunha. But let's go into the points. A good actually week from us, 78. Could have been better. Average was 66. Highest was 148. We'll look at it in a minute. So obviously Raya in goal was a good one. 7 points. Got that 1-0 against Everton there. I was hoping for about 100 points this week. And it did go a little bit wrong, but and I'll tell you where it went wrong. Was Guy, that 4-1 defeat against Leeds, who not only would you thought they would have kept the clean sheet, to concede 4 goals is not good from Palace. So he picked up 1. Anderson with a 1-0 victory against Nottingham Forest. Got the defensive contributions, got the clean sheet bonus. I've already got a card, so could have been 8. Moving into the midfield, Foden, minutes played, clean sheet, didn't do anything, and hasn't had obviously apart from this week he's had returns, so not too worried, though the fixtures aren't immaculate for Foden. Bruno Fernandes obviously getting injured and having to come off, and is now out for about a month. We've had to make a change there, so that obviously is drop points, because I was expecting Bruno to at least get something from the game. Saka in this 1-0 victory against Everton. I wasn't expecting a goal, but I was expecting at least a point from an assist. So that was where it obviously went down a little bit. Granit Xhaka playing 90 minutes, a 0-0 draw, clean sheet for 1 point for a midfielder. Surprised he didn't get defensive contributions, which would have been nice. As for the striker force of Erling Haaland there, captain once again. Most people triple captained him. Had a good week. 2 goals, 1 assist. Got the bonus points as well. Absolutely outstanding from Haaland there. 32 points. Watermara in that 2-2 game against Chelsea. Could have got a hat-trick. Probably should have got a hat-trick. Came off in the 70th minute, so I understand where people are trying to sell him, but I think he's got enough goal threat in those minutes to score goals, and it's shown against that 2 against Chelsea. Thiago, we've already spoke about, 90 minutes against Wolves, bottom of the league, and he didn't do anything. As for the bench, Mukiele would have been a good result, but on paper, you back Palace against to keep a clean sheet. They didn't, so that's obviously where points have been missing. As for the bench, Casado, typically, I don't think the midfield I would have changed, because you can't predict injuries in games. So that midfield, I would say, is about the same. They've all got the same points, apart from Bruno, who got injured and had to come off. So that was what our team did. We look at the highest point, which was going to be a triple captain. So Callahan against Wolves, obviously that was a clean sheet bonus, good. 3 Man City players. Lewis Potter. Okay, yeah, again, 2 goals scored. No one would have thought that. To score 2 goals against Wolves, both being from a defender, but clean sheet points. Chalobah 3. Randers, Rodgers, Gordon, Semenyo, good midfield, and obviously the forward line is very attacking. Van der Ven, Eze, Smith, and Martinez on the bench. Not bad bench, but I think you could definitely free Eze up for some money. But let's look at, obviously, the leagues. This is the Christmas special, so we're going to go to the mini league. We'll look through everyone's team and see what's everyone doing. So first we'll obviously start with Zach. Top of the league for Christmas. Well done, lad. I wanted to get him on for the show. However, it's his birthday and he's obviously doing stuff, so I don't blame him for that. But this is his team. Raya in goal. Understandable. Saliba, James, Cash, Gusto. It's a good... Saliba, James is good. I looked at James. Gusto got suspended, I believe. No, he got goals conceded and then yellow card. That's why he's on the minus, and didn't play enough minutes. That's why he's on minus. Cherky, Foden, Bruno G, Rodgers. The midfield is an issue. He's got Eze as well. I think STK, Haaland good, Rodgers good. I like the Bruno G shout with the fixtures that they have. But yeah, double. Foden's alright. I wouldn't go Cherky. Spessi's heavy. If you want to go for a triple Man City, I'd be looking at a defender. But a good week for 86. I believe he had a good one last week, 99 as well. 67 was above average. 66 was above average. That is the average. So, yeah, apart from game week 11, he's pretty much had a good, solid couple of game weeks. We'll look at Octopus United from Noland here. Moves up a couple of positions. He's got Raya. He's got O'Reilly, which is a good shout at a cheap, well, not cheap, but a good Man City defender who's picked up a lot of points recently. Van der Berg from obviously Brentford against that good game against Wolves. Senesi's a good shout. Paqueta, Cunha, Bruno, Mete, Haaland triple captain, Bowen and Thiago. With Anderson, Guy and De Bradford on the bench. It's a good bench, to be honest. Apart from obviously he's going to have to replace with Bruno. He's already got Cunha in there, so I'd be looking at someone like Rodgers, Semenyo, or Foden as his replacement there. 90 points, good obviously from that. above average, 76 on that one. 62 above average on that one. Above average. Above average. So he's had a good couple of game weeks. Paul Dickinson with a good 88 points. Team of the week. Kellehan in goal, which is obviously we've seen a good game against Wolves. Chalobah, Van Dijk, Anderson. I don't see how people are still having Van Dijk. Liverpool are so bad at defending. I don't get why people are still using him. No, go Saliba. No, at least Saliba gets you defensive contribution. Timber Saliba gets you clean sheets. Don't know why, unless he's a Liverpool fan. Saka, Foden, Cherki, Semenyo, Thiago, Haaland, Etitike, decent, 88 points, 75 points, 45, so it's below average. So he's had a couple of good weeks recently, which has obviously pushed him up the table. Manish has dropped off. He was second for the last 7 game weeks, I believe. What went wrong? Well, Henderson against Palace, that is a disaster. You'd expect that for Leeds, and obviously he's got Gay. So that's 2 Palace players you've lost clean sheet points. Cucurella against Bo. So you've lost all your defensive points in those 2 games because you've doubled up. Foden, Bruno injured, you've lost points there. Mason Mount, not bad. I understand why you're going Mason Mount, but I've not seen, as a Man United fan itself, and he is a Man United fan as well, the end product from Mason Mount to want him in an FPL squad. Is a good diverse, coming up with obviously Bemo being out for AFCON. It's not a bad shout. Wilson, who a lot of people brought in, only 2 points, didn't deliver. Haaland and Bowen. I believe Bowen's got some good fixtures, so understandable why you've brought him in. But a hard game against Man City is probably not the best idea. I probably would have played Timber instead of Bowen in that fixture. So he's not had a good one. 58, again, that's below average. His bench is obviously rough with Casado being suspended, Gabriel injured, and Munoz. Nothing he could do there. 1 point above average. So he's really kind of thrown it away in the last 3 weeks because game week 14 was a banger for him. Jamie, my good friend, 75 points, decent week. Raya, Timber, understandable. Gay, the lost obviously people points. Vandenberg, good fixture there. They've got good fixtures. Bournemouth, Spurs. Maybe it's someone you target. Foden, Grealish, Saka, Wilson, Semenyo. I like the midfield. Grealish is a rogue shout, but with obviously Ndiaye being out, he's more likely to take penalties. He has Calvin Lewin on the bench, which is unfortunate. Senesi as well. Sanchez, good fix, 75 points. 83. 41 was a bit low. 82. 30. So it's been a hit and miss for my friend Jamie. We'll look at mine. So we'll obviously 78. We've looked at that. 73 the week before was above average. That was one in Newcastle. 59 above average, which is good. 77. So we've had actually 4 banging good weeks. 30 was obviously game week 13 was rough. 31 and game week 30. So both 12 and 13 were below average. 11 was below average. 75 for game week 10 was good. Game week 9 was below average. Below average on 8. These are below average on 7. This is how bad you can. Game week 70 was triple captain Haaland. We know that. The first 10 game weeks we stunk. Game week 5 was good. Game week 4 was good as well. Below average. Below average. Below average. So if you think how the team has changed, because we looked at, obviously West Ham looking good. They didn't deliver. Mo Salah obviously been in the team. Verts having a bad start. How the team has shaped up. -4. No points there. It's crazy to see how the team has changed. Triple Spurs. Brought in Haaland game week 3. Pedro Wood. João Pedro, Casado, Reinders, Semenyo. It is crazy to see how our team has changed each week. So the game week 12 is when we got rid of Semenyo, and that's the game week that he started producing. We brought him back in game week 15, was it? Yeah. If we had a good start, I think we could have been top. Let's look at Jason. He hit above average this week. I don't know if he's playing because Pickford's not a bad shout. Cucurella's not a bad shout. Cash, Guy, Porro. Apart from Spurs, I would say the back three's fine. Gabriel, you could say maybe, but then obviously I think you would have changed it by now to maybe get Timber. 47, 71. I think he's not changed his team because I'm seeing the same team. Oh, I don't know. I know. It's game week 11. He made 4 changes. I don't know. So maybe he's playing, maybe he isn't. I don't know. I'll have to message him and see. Because usually he's very good at picking unique players. Let's look at my good friend Bradley. 70. Good week from him. 76. Good. Donnarumma and goal. Donnarumma, Van James, Esteval. Good. That one's not great. Again, is he playing? I don't know. Playing the same team most weeks. I think he's probably not playing. But then game week 9 he made changes, so maybe you've not had to make changes. I don't know. I need to message some people and see if they're still playing. If we go to the mini league at work, Tyler's still top, 94 points. That's 102 and 100 from Gavin. We'll have to look at Gavin's. Tyler's still top. Matt second. Andrew 102, triple captain. Obviously, he's got Callum goal. James Cucurella. James scored a beautiful free kick, to be fair. Van de Ven, 0 points. Got sent off, didn't he? Did he get sent off? I thought he did. Semenyo, Saka, Matessa, Watermaro, Haaland, Dorgu. He made 3, so he's still playing. He's made 3 transfers. That's crazy, team. He's not been had. He's had decent weeks, but that last week has obviously put him up the table. A little bit more out of reach to me. Gavin, 100 pointer, bench boost. Rothers in goal for Sunderland, good. If I didn't have Ray, I'd definitely be looking at him. Timber, Cash, Chalobah, Gahey. We spoke about Gay. We don't need to keep. Everyone's in the same boat. They should have won. They conceded 4. Foden, Semenyo, Rice, Bruno G, Thiago, Haaland, Senesi, Wilson. It's a good bench boost, to be fair. Baltimore against Chelsea, you take the risk. Wilson, you've brought in for a reason because he's got good fixtures. Senesi, who did they play? They played Burnley. Understandable. Yeah, it's a right move to bench boost on that week, to be fair, if you've got the right players. 100 points, good from him. 61 above average, 55 above average, 77 above average, 21. Game week 13 is a stinker with the triple captain of Haaland. Yeah, a lot of people had this rough week, but triple captain Haaland didn't perform. Casado was the game that he got suspended, yeah. So you've lost points there. And your bench could have helped. Below average 12. Below average on 11. So he had 3 bad weeks in a row, but pulled it back up the table from him. Yeah, this is the wrong league. Yeah. Look at Tyler's. He's top. Give him the 94. Callahan, Gahey, Kanate's a crazy shout. Timber, Foden, Rogers, Xhaka, Palmer, Haaland, Thiago, Watermara, Van de Ven, Gissett isn't made 3 chances. 67 above average. Game week 15 was a rough one for him. What went wrong? Both double Liverpool. Okay, yeah, he made. Jeez, when did he get rid of Van Dijk? This week for Timber. Yeah. He made transfers a lot, to be fair. Good week from him now. Okay, we've done looking. So what happens for the game week 18? Well, this is what I've made. I've made 2 transfers. One being Bruno Fernandes, and I brought in Guimaraes with obviously the good fixtures. Man United, Burnley, Palace, Leeds, Wolves. Obviously, you could have gone Gordon, who's more attacking. But Gordon's minutes have been ish. As Bruno plays all 90 minutes. You could have looked at someone like... It's going to go -4 because obviously I've already made my 2 changes. But if you go for midfielders... Let's go Price. Yeah. If you're getting rid of Bruno for 9.3, depending on what you have. Now, your options are Florian Wirtz, who has got Wolves, Leeds, Fulham, Arsenal, Burnley. Not bad apart from the Arsenal game. You bring in Cunha as a replacement. You've got obviously Bruno in there because you've got decent fixtures until Man City and Arsenal. He's going to play more minutes because of Mbemo being out for AFCON. You look at Semenyo, who's been in decent form. Well, I say decent. Again, good against Burnley. However, the fixtures against Chelsea, Arsenal, Spurs, I wouldn't advise going for that, but it could do something. You've obviously spoke about Gordon as a good replacement, but like I said, minutes 71, 58. I'd rather go Bruno Guimaraes. A lot of people going for Declan Rice. If you don't have a triple Arsenal, it's a good-ish player to get in. The Liverpool one obviously stands out, the highlight. But I would pick him if I didn't have Saka already. The other one is Morgan Rogers, but again, you really want him after game week 20 rather than Chelsea and Arsenal, with obviously Forest, Crystal Palace, Everton. Newcastle will be hard, but Brentford, Bournemouth, I'd be looking at. To be honest, they're all good fixtures. I would be looking at, after game week 20, bringing in Morgan Rogers as a permanent player. There's a little teaser for you. But yeah, so those are options. So I'd be looking at, if you want replacements for Fernandes, my top option would be Bruno G, or staying with a Man United player like Cunha. If you've got the squad depth, just bench Bruno Fernandes and then go to Rodgers in game week 21, sorry, yeah, so 19, 20, yeah, 21. But this is obviously, we go back, restore, back to 0. We got 0.3 in the budget, so I could go up to Rodgers in game week 21 as long as his price doesn't massively increase. I've spoken about Foden, good in form and good lately, but I don't think it will be a long-term option for me. So, and obviously I got rid of Thiago and I've brought in Etitike, which means for game week 18, Boxing Day, this is how we're going to be setting up. Raya in goal, Joshua Timber, Makelele, Anderson, both Xhaka, Saka, Bruno G, Foden, the front three of Etitike, Watermara and Haaland. Haaland captain still, despite obviously Liverpool having that good fixing against Wolves, and we're bench boosting. If you don't use your bench boost or your triple captain or whatever before game week 20, you lose it. So we've only got this week and next week to use it. So I thought, while Dubravka's got Everton and Dye's out, I do think they could get at least a clean sheet. Aston Villa's a hard one, but it's not too bad. And obviously the bench guy on the bench against Spurs. I would stick with this team anyway, so that is why I've used the bench boost. If they get extra points, they get extra points. I could have waited until next week, but not all the teams do have good fixtures. Actually maybe, yeah, so like Sunderland have Man City, they would both be benched anyway. I'd rather have them get points this week and take the risk on these players getting points than obviously relying on both Sunderland and Burnley on my bench. So that is going to be the Christmas Eve special for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. It is obviously a long one, but it is obviously a special. I will probably send out a shorter video just to remind you guys for my Game Week 18 team selection. But this is what it's going to be like. I hope you enjoyed the Christmas special, guys. If you did, make sure you leave a like, comment down below how your team is doing. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We are trying to hit 500 subs. So please do subscribe. And I will see you after Christmas. Merry Christmas from me, guys. Hope you have a good one. Hope your family well. Hope you get whatever gifts you want. And I will see you after Boxing Day. Potentially. Don't forget the deadline, because a lot of people will. Thank you for watching, guys. Merry Christmas. See you in the next one.